Hey Taurus, this is your general tarot reading for Taurus, Sun, Moon and Ascendant rising sign for the month of October. Taurus, this is going to be an interesting month of change and transformation for you. There could be a feeling this month where you might feel, a little bit of a push, a little bit kind of like you're being wrangled into changing something against your will. But when it changes, Taurus, this is where a whole new kind of emotional rebirth can happen for you. It's like the change that you may never have made yourself without that push ends up being exactly what you need. So it's a lot. So why is all this happening? Well, it's Libra season. You like Libra. And because you're both ruled by Venus. And we have the Sun in Libra this month, but on October 4th we also have Mars, the warrior, moving into Libra, and this is all sitting in your 6th house. And this is why I'm saying for many of you there's a real push and a drive to organize something within your life this month, particularly within your work, Taurus. It's like getting motivated, getting driven to start a business, change what you're doing in your work, to really give it 100%. But one of the things that might bother you, or maybe two things that might bother you as you are really trying to get moving with something new in your work life, is that co-workers might be a bit of a pain in the ass for you this month. They might be excessively moody, or they might be very triggering. Their attitude, their stance, their vibe that they're giving off might rub you up all the wrong way this month, Taurus. So you have to be very careful not to let their mood or their pressure or their neediness. Now, this could be coming from co-workers, clients, whoever it is you deal with in work, maybe even the bosses. Not to let their neediness rub you up in such a way that it ignites you and it makes you get cross, it makes you get angry. Because losing your shit this month within the workplace, or getting very super annoyed about the demands that are on you this month, could end up making you lose something a little bit here. So that's why I'm saying it's not worth it to get angry, but instead just say, I can deal with this, I can handle it. They are putting me under some work pressure. They are forcing me maybe to work in a way that I don't want to do. They are forcing me to pick up the slack. In some cases, they're forcing me to give something very personal. Like it goes beyond the work. You know, like to get that client, rather than just doing the work, they might want me to do something really more, like do X amount of work for free and then I might give you the big contract. It's like they're asking a lot of you. Now, of course, Taurus, you can draw the line here. You don't have to give if you don't want to give. That is totally your choice. But I feel there is some level of, if you don't get angry about what you're being asked to do and instead just say, okay, I'll play, I'll go along with this. You need me to give something extra. You need me to be a bit more personable. If it's a boss, a co-worker or a client, you need something from me that I wouldn't usually want to give. But I will go along with this. Now, to a point, of course, I'm not going to, as I said, I'm not going to go further than I'm comfortable with, but I will go along with this. And if you do, Taurus, it seems that that extra thing that you kind of exhausted, you said, oh, I don't want to have to do this to get that client, to get that promotion, to do whatever. Don't want to have to do this. But if you do it, you'll win. You'll win out. And that's where the transformation comes. That's where you enter a whole, maybe new arena with your work situation, as the first card hops out there. Some of you might feel that pressure, again, to overgive. I just have to shut up, say nothing, not be rubbed up the wrong way by these people, and just give them what they want. And then, as I said, there's something beautiful in that. So the reason why I'm really emphasizing that this month for you early on, Taurus, is because for me, I feel it's like a clash from what other people want from you, or the way other people are behaving, and what you feel inside. There's a mismatch And again, every time there's a mismatch, it can go one way or another. It can make you either dig in your heels and say, no, because you've asked for so much, I'm giving you nothing. You could do that. Or you could say, oh, okay, I'll give you what you want to a point, and then winning out through it. So that's a very strong vibe. Now, if your work involves anything to do with the imagination, creativity, maybe caring for people or handling very sensitive information for other people, use your intelligence here, Taurus, because I feel it's like the exchange of sensitive information happening this month, either in your personal life, in your relationships, or with the work that you're doing. It will help if you kind of give a little. But again, I just keep going back to that thing. You don't have to give in a way that you're not comfortable with. So it's just so strong, Taurus. So I'm really pushing that. I know. Now, if there is some competition in work, do your very best to keep the competition friendly, because this is an energy that will come and go. But if you get kind of in on it with a co-worker or a competitor, then that might just leave a bad taste all round, even after the energy has kind of gone and moved on. So if there's strong competition, if somebody is really pressuring you, just play along with it, Taurus, and keep it friendly. That's all I'm really saying to you, because there's so much to be gained if you play nicely, keep it friendly, give a little bit, don't get exhausted because people are making too many demands from you. Just play along with the energy this month. And it's not like you're going to lose. This is how you win. So that's why it's so important. There's a few cards up out there. Now, what else is going on? We have Mercury on October 3rd moving into Scorpio. We have Venus, your ruler, on October the 8th moving into Scorpio. And we also have the new moon on October 28th moving into Scorpio. The sun will be there from the 23rd also. So there's this thing again, really, Taurus, of really, like this card suggests, if you're wanting to win out, dealing with partners, dealing with people in general, dealing with clients, dealing with your relationships, there's a feeling of you might get a little bit pushed this month. You might be feeling a little bit under pressure this month. But if you can handle the pressure, and if you can kind of change tack a little bit and go along with the flow a little bit more, Taurus, you'll be fine. You'll win out. This is like a success or a victory that will come as long as you're kind of playing nicely or playing along in a way that somehow seems to please others. Yeah. So that's very, very strong. Your partner, things could get very heated, very hot, lots of debates, maybe some arguments over some issues. But all the while, Venus is sitting in there because she's saying, look, have your arguments, have your debates, lock horns about what it is that you kind of need to get out there in the open. Do what you have to do. But again, do it all with the understanding that you're trying to build this relationship, that you're trying to bring it together in some way, that you're trying to make something together between the two of you. So again, that's very strong. Now, there is love, there is strong passion, there is a lot of intensity between you and your partner, or maybe even for the singles, a new partner. So channel all of that energy into love, into passion, into sensuality, into sexuality, into expressing and creating something beautiful between the two of you. So it's like there is heat, but it can be used in a really beautiful and playful way, Taurus. All the energy from me that I'm feeling for you, it kind of hinges. And I think you're kind of probably getting that now. It's like this can go one way or another. With the work that you're doing, if you get very, very cross or triggered or annoyed, it can go one way or another. It can either become like a disaster where you fall out with a lot of people, or it can really flow, really start giving you the good stuff. So if you're feeling the heat, the intensity, the pressure, use it to your advantage. Make things work for you. Make your work go in the right direction. Make your creativity go in the right direction. Make your conversations flow. Make your business moves flow. Make your relationships get a little bit heated and passionate. So it's your choice. It's always your choice. No matter what energies run in and out through the months, it is always your choice. And like Libra season says, this is the scales. How are you going to choose? Are you going to keep the scales nice, even and balanced? Or are you going to go excessively too much one way or excessively too much the other? I think the middle ground, keeping the peace, is the way forward for you this month, Taurus. Giving, 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 and not being exhausted by it is another way to win. So it's a lot, I know. I just kind of feel the heat and the pressure that you might be under. And it's just that thing of me pushing that for you to tell you that it's this pressure and it's this heat that will cause some great transformation for you, like a real eye-opening moment. Like, I get it. I get now what I'm supposed to do, how I'm supposed to serve, how I'm supposed to play, how I'm supposed to handle other people. This makes more sense. I can see it from a whole new perspective. I can see it in a whole new way. There's a new game happening here, and I'm able to play it. And certainly if I handle this month well, I'll be able to play it where, with Mercury retrograding at the end of the month on Halloween, October 31st in Scorpio, that I don't have to go back and relive this month again and try to fix and repair where I might have lost my shit over something, you know. So it's just very strong, Taurus, very, very strong. Now, let me see. Good things are really going on for you personally here, Taurus, this month. I feel that there's a real drive and a real discipline happening for you, where you're determined to give a good impression. You're determined to come across as a serious person, as somebody who doesn't play games, as somebody who gives off that impression of, I mean business. So it's like that extra force going into you this month, Taurus, to be disciplined, to have a level of control over how you're projecting yourself out there. So again, this all ties in with what we've said earlier. Are you going to be somebody, if you're a real serious player now with your business moves, relationship moves, or any moves that you're making at all this month, are you a serious person? And a serious person handles things well. They don't lose their shit. So stick with that kind of mode this month, Taurus. You're really working hard to give this impression that you mean business and that you're a respectable and responsible person. And that's the vibe you want to give off. So keep that in mind when these tricky energies might start coming in. Yeah. I feel for some of you, there's a lot of energy and effort going into paperwork of some sort. Maybe paperwork or documents to do with your money, or to do with your business or the work that you're doing. Handling and taking care of paperwork and documents. That would be to your advantage if you're very organized in that way, Taurus. And the other thing I might say for you, some of you are really determined to find out where somebody might be working against you or sabotaging you in some way, in your relationship, in your family, in the work that you do. There's a kind of feeling I get here, Taurus. It's like, I have a feeling in my blood and my bones that somebody is trying to work against me, or trying to get me to trip up, or trying to put kind of obstacles in my way. But you know what? I'm going to keep solid, and I'm going to keep steady, and I'm going to maybe find out why that's happening, or kind of root out why somebody would be doing that. And I'm not going to get angry or annoyed about it. Instead, I'm going to prove that it's not just me, that I'm not going mad, that I can actually prove that somebody is trying to work against me, or try to be a bit weird or sly in some way. So there's an element here of you digging for a kind of proof that something is working against you. So what do you do with that? Now that you get the proof, I feel this month, that somebody is working against you, or being a little bit too overly competitive with you, Well, again, it's the choice, it's the scales. How are you going to handle it? Are you going to go all nuts and lose your shit and maybe lose face? Or are you just going to say, well, I see it now. I know how they're playing that game, but I'm playing it a different way. I'm playing it in a cleaner way, in a healthier way. I'm not going to play it in that toxic way, maybe, that some people are playing. So that's very, very strong there too. But even though we're opening up this conversation and it's all about warnings and kind of here's what you need to spot and here's what you need to watch out for, Taurus, I feel that this is quite a good month for you. Certainly for those of you who are very focused on your money or side businesses, starting a business, anything like that. There's a real moment for many of you that this is a very creative moment for you, that you're very focused on money issues. Now, a lot of you could be very super focused on like hidden money, like money that you don't reveal to other people. A lot of things that you don't reveal to people, you're very focused on that. You're not telling people what you're doing, maybe having a passive income, maybe keeping quiet about your wealth or about your financial situation, doing your best to keep quiet about some issue to do with what you own or what you have. Maybe some of you are very focused also on having a side passive income, a stream of income that you're keeping quiet, that's your business and your business alone. And I want to develop that and I want to work on that. That's mine. It's not for anybody else's prying eyes. So that's coming out there too. So very, very strong. There's a lot. This is quite a busy month, as you can probably tell, Taurus. It's a lot of busy month. But while there's a lot of stuff you're dealing with on the outside, all the while it's like you're a busy bee underneath, behind the scenes, behind closed doors, making your moves, creating things, building your nest egg, building your business, building your next big financial move. All the while, out of people's prying eyes, you're secretly putting a lot of energy into your business, what's yours and yours alone, that doesn't belong to anybody else. So very, very nice. Yeah, you're a busy bee behind closed doors. And again, there's great strength in doing that, great strength. A lot of you focused very, very strongly on that thing of having a passive income. It's very, very strong, working towards that, investing, putting money in some sort of scheme or investment scheme or some long-range plan that you can reap the benefits from later on down the road. Very, very strong. So Taurus, we're just waiting on that one last card and out it comes. The moon, the moon, the moon, the moon. So secrets, yeah, working behind the scenes, working behind the scenes. I just keep hearing this, Taurus, before we get to the overview of, there's a lot of me that I'm not sharing. There's a lot of me that I'm not prepared to give. If my boss is asking me to do this, if my clients are asking me to do this, if my partner is asking me, family, friends, whoever's there is this real strong part of you that's saying, but I will always keep a bit of myself to myself. It will always be my strength to have my business be my business. So that's something that you're kind of leaving the month with very, very strong and very confident and very powerful with. So Taurus, enough chit chat. Let's go over to your big grand ta-da overview. So my love, we open the month with you. I feel quite worried about something, quite worried about some erratic behavior to do with your finances and maybe even erratic behavior in the work. There's a feeling of you being coldly asked to do something. It's almost like a cheekiness. Somebody is asking you to do something and it's so cheeky, or it's so, how very bloody dare you, that it's like, I don't even know how to answer this. They're asking me to do something that it's so outrageous that I don't actually have a response for. What do I do? Again, going back to this thing that we touched upon earlier. It's like somebody asking you to do something very awkward or difficult, or I don't like this, to make money or to Do something with your work. Now again, Taurus, you always have control. You don't have to, just because somebody asks you to do something or puts you under some sort of weird pressure to do something with your money or with your work, it doesn't mean you have to do it. You don't have to do it. Remember that. You always have an option. Don't succumb to feeling that your only option is to bow to somebody else's pressure with money and with work, or with selling something, like if you're selling your home or your car or anything like that. Somebody might come with a weird offer and it's confusing and you're saying, well, I don't know what to do about this, and kind of feeling, am I being tricked into doing something here? So that's where we're opening up. Am I being tricked here with work, with money, with the sale of something, or with buying something? It looks like it could be a great thing, but I'm just not sure. So this is what I'm feeling that you have to do, Taurus. You have to sit with this and you have to feel like you're not being pressured to do something financially or with your work. But yet, what I would maybe like or hope that you would do is not just reject it, not just say, no, 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 no. Just sit with it for a moment and say, maybe there's a way that I can meet this halfway. Maybe I can give a little bit more than I'm comfortable with, but to a point, because I feel it's a weird opportunity to grow, Taurus. It's weird, it's awkward, it's difficult, it's unpleasant. But if it's handled right, then it is, in its own weird way, it is an opportunity to grow financially and maybe with your work. So make that decision yourself and don't feel pressured to take that new contract, to take that new client, to take that new money thing, to go down a particular road with your finances or with some opportunity that's coming your way. If you can do it in a comfortable way where you're not being pressured, then there might be something good in that, Taurus. So that's weird, isn't it? That's kind of weird. But here we have you, again, feeling that you're on the cusp of making money, on the cusp of maybe getting financially solid, getting a business solid, a business move maybe for some of you really solid. But it's like a work thing. But it's like I've got to overcome this last fear or this last weakness. Now the full moon this month on October 13th is in Aries in your 12th house, where you really need to overcome a fear of how you're handling your business. Maybe there are newer opportunities coming in where you're growing and you're saying, can I cope with this? Can I deal with this? Can I actually give what's being asked of me? Or am I afraid that I'm going to be spreading myself too thin? With the work that I'm in, with the job that I'm in, I'm very comfortable doing it the way that I'm doing it, but yet there are certain pressures coming my way that are almost forcing me to expand, forcing me to get out of a comfort zone and make more money, build upon something. Can I get over this last hurdle, this last fear that I have of diving right in? That's what I feel, like diving right in. Can I actually dive right in and pursue this work thing? Give it more than I've been giving it. Being there in a more substantial or significant way than I have been before. Offering something in a bigger way than I have been before. Can I do it? Do I have the strength to do it? And I feel you do, Taurus. I feel you do, because I feel what the full moon is doing is it's giving you this gift of getting over that fear of overextending yourself. You've the North Node in the 3rd house. It's your destiny to get busier, get moving, maybe get a business going, maybe get new clients, get the wheels turning on something in your workspace, freshen it up, liven it up, be more creative and dynamic. And you're saying, can I do that? Of course you can. Of course you can. Now, I strongly feel Aquarius and Leo being the ones, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, Aquarius, Leo, being the ones who are forcing your hand in some way to get you out of a comfort zone within your work or within some financial situation. They're forcing you to come to the party. See, the opening card is you're on the outside and the party is going on in the inside. See, all the coins there shining through the window. It's like, this is where the bling is. This is where the good stuff is happening. Why are you not there? Why are you not getting over this last obstacle to come to the big party where the big boys and the big girls are? What are you doing on the outside? So, do you know what I'm also feeling here, Taurus? The pressure, even though it's pressure, the pressure is actually coming from a good place. It's almost like somebody saying, you can do better. You can apply yourself further. You can expand yourself more. You can be doing this stuff that all these other people are doing. You should be there. You should be in that spot. So Leo and Aquarius, the energy of Leo and Aquarius is pushing you to do that. Some of that pressure could be coming from family members or people that you really, really trust. And a lot of it could be coming from people who respect you and the work that you're doing and the way you're handling your life and the way you're handling your money. They're saying, why are you staying stuck? It's time to open up a little bit here. And it's time for you to get over this thing of withholding yourself from the next big move, maybe, Taurus. So it's pressure that brings a positive outcome. But of course, as I just said earlier, you don't have to do anything you're uncomfortable with, and certainly not feel that the only reason why I'm doing this is because I've been pressured into doing it. No, the full moon will kind of show you how this pressure is kind of making sense for you, or it should help you, in some way. Because I feel as we come mid-month, there's the real need for you to change tack. If you want a victory here, it's almost like you have to communicate more. Communicate your business ideas. Get out there, knock on doors, meet clients, get moving. So a lot of this is very focused on work. I know I'm focusing a lot on work and money because you've got the Sun and Mars in the 6th house of work. And say Scorpio energy there. Mercury and Venus, your ruler, excuse me, wanting to transform something with how you deal with other people. And again, there's that feeling of, I really need to rethink how I handle other people, how I treat other people, my clients, my co-workers, my relationships, my family. Maybe I haven't been handling all of this very, very well. Maybe it's right. Maybe I need to be broader, more expansive, open up a little bit more and be more there, be more accessible, be more open to, being helpful in some way, or being personable. There we go, being personable in some way. That's something that I can do. Now I will say this, in some instance this could be also a warning, because again we've the scales. Some of you will listen to this and reap the benefits, and some of you will tip the scales the other way and dig your heels in and say, no, I'm not playing along with other people. I'm not playing fair. They're just a bunch of bitches. They're just toxic people. I'm not playing along with them. The end. Now, if you fall into that category, Taurus, what I feel is that there could be a lot of strong, quick communication that can be quite damaging. It's like anger, communicating with anger that could end up damaging something for you. Communicating from that, like not handling other people very well, not handling your co-workers, your clients, your bosses, your family, friends, not handling it well, but going in and saying, here's what I think of all of you bitches, stay back, blah, blah, blah. Do that, and it could go it could work to your disadvantage, Taurus. It really could. Even though it's so tempting, I know it will be so tempting. Be the bigger person. You've got Saturn and Pluto is going direct this month in the 9th house. See the bigger picture. Don't get triggered by these small details. Don't get triggered and frightened about feeling like other people are invading your time, your energy, your space. Don't get triggered by that. Just sit back and say, it's not that serious. I can get along with people. They're not going to make me all emotional and vulnerable and triggered. I don't have to fight with everybody, and then you'll win. But mid-month, look, if you handle this right, Taurus, here comes the real big opportunity. The real big opportunity to start again. Maybe start with a new course of study to expand your money. Maybe start with a new course of study to expand your horizons with your career, with a business maybe. It's like, I can start again in a new, fresh way without any fear. I feel for some of you, Taurus, there's this thing around money and career where it's almost like you've really let go of some fear about that. Maybe the buying or the selling of something, whatever it is. It's like, the pressure is over. Now I can start again, handling all of this in a brand new way, with new opportunities, new places to go. It feels fresher, it feels brighter. And I feel mid-month, it's like, this is the opportunity that I needed. And it wasn't a foolish risk to take. I thought I'd be making a fool of myself to do this for that client, to do this for my boss, to do this in work, to give so much of myself. I thought that they were just all trying to make a fool out of me. But they weren't. They were trying to teach me that I need to step out a bit more from my comfort zone. I get it now. I get it. Mid-month, again with the full moon, you do still also have to show a little bit of caution. There's this thing of always wanting to keep a bit of yourself to yourself, keep some privacy here, Taurus, at the same time, because you don't want to be made a total fool of either. Again, balance, trying to keep the balance. Giving, not feeling like you're being a fool for giving, but at the same time saying, I will give, but I'm not a fool. I'm not a fool. And I'm not going to jump into every single thing that I'm being asked to do. That would be foolish, But I am open to maybe doing some new things, helping new people, starting a new project, starting in a new creative way. I'm open to that. But remember, I'm nobody's fool. Just all of you bitches remember that. Okay, so I just feel that is your clause. That is your, terms and agreements on this new thing. I will give, but read the small print finally. I'm nobody's fool. Now we're coming towards the end of the month, and I do feel a success is coming. That pressure that we've spoken about, it breaks something in you in a positive way, Taurus. It helps you to heal and grow. Not being so afraid to pursue your dreams, to pursue happier and healthier relationships, to pursue your passions. Healing coming in with a relationship because there's more balance, more give and take, more flow. Business relationships, work relationships, your love relationships. This is sometimes the sun in Taurus energy, and you've got the sun, double sun shining on Taurus. Taurus, I think a success is coming your way, maybe because you've generated good relations with other people, opened up a little bit more. Maybe for some of you it's like starting a business or starting a project with another person, entering into a new contract, because I feel very strongly around the 15th, when the moon is in Taurus there, that there is some great big success because you have focused on being more amenable to other people, being more helpful, being more open to other people in all relationships, work, personal, family. And the sun is loving it. The Taurus energy says, this is what we need, more of this. This is where you get the gifts, the rewards, the riches, the wealth, the balance. Knowing that you're not a fool, knowing who to give to and who not to give to. See the scales. You're learning that lesson of, Taurus, I don't have to give everything to everybody, and I don't have to be pressured to give where I don't want to give, but I will give generously where I feel that the success is, and I will be more open to that, and I will be more balanced in my whole approach. There is definitely some success towards the end of the month. I strongly feel the 15th. Venus in Scorpio card. Venus, your ruler, does move into Scorpio on the 8th of October. Again, it's this thing, Taurus. The more open you are with other people, the more you're able to play nicely, but with a sense of pleasure, then I feel that other people can help you make your dream come true. It's like the support you're getting from other people, your partners, everybody in general. People are propping you up, willing you to move on. They will help you to make this dream come true. You see him, he's stepping out of the shadow and he's saying, this is my dream. Is it just a dream? But because you've really made good relations with other people this month, there are so many people out there, it seems, to make that dream become a reality for you. They will help you. And it was all done because the full moon revealed something to you. It revealed how you don't have to be afraid, Taurus, to work hard, maybe work behind the scenes, work maybe without any acknowledgement, without much reward, but giving generously. Sorry, Taurus, my camera. But just saying, your sacrifice, your sincerity, and your generosity this month will bring what I feel is a generous gift or a generous reward back to you this month from the universe. So it's all worth it, Taurus. It's all worth it. Generosity, sincerity, sacrifice will bring that generous reward back to you. So my love, I love that. I love that energy. Again, all I will say to you is remember that there is a balance in play here, and do try to choose the side where you know that giving and being generous and maybe sacrificing in some way is the right way to go this month. It is the way where you can get past your fears, and it is where you might receive that generous reward in the end. So my love, I'm going to leave it at that. As you know, these are just the general energies of the month. You know by now where to come for the real details. If you want to know about your relationship, if you're single, is there love magic in the air this month? For your money, for your career, which is a big emphasis this month, for family, friends, or anything that we didn't talk about here right now, you know where to go, love. You know to come to the VIMEO readings, the deep read. Down there in the description box, you'll see a link. Click into it and come along to the deep read, the VIMEO reading, where we will open out the real details, the nitty gritty of what's going on energy-wise for you in all those areas this month. So come along, as I said. So Taurus, I'm going to leave it at that, my love. Enjoy the month, enjoy everything about it, and enjoy this big transformation that will happen for you, and enjoy the rewards that will come from transforming and allowing that to happen. I'm going to leave it at that, my beauty. As always, I will leave you with all my love and a great, great, great big kiss from me to you. Mwah. Until next month, my beauty. Bye.